Shit! You know what it is, you know who it is. YaBoyLz, UBM Computing is what we got going on today, people. Alright, so today I want to show y'all how to build a computer. Right, this computer right here is next level, best of the best. Everything, you know, everything, right? For what we got going on right here. I end up posting what this one is worth at the end of the video or somewhere in between this video. So we're gonna get straight into it. First, when you want to build a computer, you gotta know which, you know, what direction you want to go. You want to have that power. You want to do, you want it to be able to support graphics this way. You want it to have a lot of storage. You know, it depends on whatever you're using that PC for. That's what you're gonna do. So right here today, what you see, we have a Z590 Auros Master, Z590 Master. We have Core i7 Intel 10th Gen Core i7 unlocked LGA 1200 socket. We have the 980 Pro from Samsung, PCIe 4.0, I believe. Yeah, M.2 SSD, RipJaws, 64 gigs, client tools, electrostatic shock, wrist strap, and our precision screwdriver. That should be all we need today. We also have our power supply back there, water cooler as well, the case, and we have my last computer that I built from 10 years ago down there that we're gonna take that hard drive out and we're gonna still use it in this setup as well. This i7 is here. This is my daughter's i7. She has a Z490 master board, motherboard, and this is her i7 that goes in that. I actually have a i9 11th generation i9 unlocked that's on the way. I just don't have it yet. So we got a lot of things going on, people. We got thermal paste back there as well. I forgot about the thermal paste. Everything you see here is what you would need to build a supercomputer. That's how I look at it, you know, and it's very easy to me because I understand everything. But my daughter, she had an Amazon list of some things she wanted to get for I think it was around Christmas, and it said something about the computers, and it kind of, you know, struck me for a second. So I looked at it, and yeah, she had some things in there, and I wanted to show her that, you know, her dad still has it. I can put this together too. That's why, hence is why I got a gaming motherboard. I don't game, but for what I do, you know, this computer and video, things like that, I do need processing speed and all of that. So I wanted to build something that definitely would progress no matter how far along. So just to give you a backstory, people, I did build that computer down there, and I think that it was around 2011, 12, 13, one of those years, and I still used it all the way up until the power supply just burnt out on it. Only thing that's wrong with it. That's why I'm gonna take the hard drive out of there and I'm gonna put it into my new computer, because I did so much on that computer and it's well over 10 years old. So, and I built it, but I knew what I was doing. This computer will not fail or not be anything short of what that was. This has Bluetooth built in, Wi-Fi built in. I'll get into everything. Watch the video, comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and yeah, just watch the build. We'll go ahead and build a computer for you. Let's get into it. So first things first, whenever you are dealing with any kind of electronic components, make sure you have electrostatic wrist strap. Amazon, it was 4 of them for like $7. Ground yourself. What that means, connect this to metal that's grounded, so you don't, you know, produce any kind of electrostatic shock to your motherboard or any of these electronic components before you put together this masterpiece. You don't want that. So definitely make sure you ground yourself. Ground yourself, hook this up to some metal or something, I would recommend. You know, then you'll be able to work with these pieces freely knowing that you didn't shock it. If you work on a carpeted area, you'll pick up static, and when you touch something and it shocks you, that shock, if it goes to any of these electronic components, will fry them. So stay grounded. We have the Z590 Master by Auros. Let's get into it. Let's put it together. I'm gonna ground myself first. Let's see what we got here. Actually, I don't want to see that. So let me make sure I can see that on cam. Turn that. Okay. Yeah. Z590 Master. She look real good too. I'm gonna make sure that screws for it. Let's go in the case, actually. I should. Oh, wait, got it. Yes. So, think of the motherboard as the skull on the human head. It might be the skull because it can house all of the other stuff that's within it. Because we're gonna get to the brain, right? And the brain is here. If you know, you know. The brain is here. We'll do that last. We'll get to all of the other components first. All right, so first, we're gonna go RAM. And do not handle your RAM if you are not grounded to something. Discharge yourself. First of all, we're running 16 gigs each RAM slot, right? 64 gigs. We're maxing this out, maxing the whole master out. Every slot. We're just seeing it right now. I'm not even. Have fun. Just want to see. Look at that board. Right. I'm going to as we continue. There's many more things, right? We definitely are. But okay, for right now. RAM installed. Now the RAM is going to function as how fast you can think of something on the spot. Right? That's your RAM. Those people that know how to freestyle and do all of that, you know, on the spot. That's their processing unit. That's your RAM. That's how fast your neurons is flowing. That's your RAM. That's what we got here. Maxed out, 64 gigs. UBM computing. Right. We came back on some other. Now, when you put it in and you push it down, these will automatically lock in. It lets you know once you done got it right. You underdig what I'm saying? Every time. So all you gotta do once they do lock in, you lock them in from the side, and boom, you got that. A whole lot of folk is going on. 4TB, UBM computing. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, so my next thing for me is this. Now, it's gonna kind of twist your mind because you're gonna see me undo this, right? I didn't know. I had to figure this out. I had to actually pull out the user's manual. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I get it right every time, right? Long story short, use the user's manual to figure out where this will go. This beauty. This is what this is. 980 Pro. You dig what I'm saying? 980 Pro. 2 terabytes. That's 2. It say 2 up there, man. It's 2 terabytes. So we starting off with that M.2 SSD internal hard drive on this baby is 2 terabytes. That's the internal. The drive from the old computer, the SATA drive. I'm using the SATA drive in this as well. Let's do a recap. We have the Z590 Master by Auros. Motherboard, it is filled up with G.Skill RipJaws, 16 gigs per slot. 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand what I'm saying? Total of 64 gigabytes of RAM. DDR4 RAM. Let me be specific. We have Samsung 980 Pro V9 SSD 2 terabytes. You understand? This is how we rock. Starting off. That's just that. We got a bonus for it. But we starting off with just 2 terabytes. This is everything that's gonna be just on the motherboard. Once you put this on. Alright, YouTube, I'm back. I've grounded myself once again, making sure I don't produce any electrostatic charges to the board here. Tighten that up. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is install my SSD hard drive. Now my board here came already equipped with a heatsink built in, basically on the bottom and the top. It has a thin layer here. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this off. Since I'm gonna go ahead and make the final connection here. So we're gonna peel that off the bottom. We're gonna peel this off the top as well. And what this does here is it helps dissipate the heat. So if we get to running this very, very high at a high speed, the heat could damage your components. So what this does is it helps dissipate the heat, and basically so that you don't tear it up. So, put this in its connection here. Come back with the screwdriver. Screw that in, not too tight. You do want to make sure you have this seated in correctly. From what it looks like, it is correct here. I'm going to go ahead and place this back on. Make sure you get everything lined up correctly. Alright, now I am missing 2 screws, not these. Oh, here we go here. I'm going to put everything back exactly how we had it. Alright, so if we want to go back to, let's say, we want to go back to what everything does, right? So what we just installed is an internal SSD. This here is a 980 Pro by Samsung, 2 terabytes. This is 2 terabytes worth of memory that we just installed. Probably won't need to install anything else. Internal meaning it has a read speed of 7,000 up to 7,000 megabytes per second. Alright, being that this processor is my daughter's, I don't know if I want to install this on here. I might do so, I might, but for the most part that'll be the last thing anyway. So what we're gonna do next here is I'll go ahead and open up the cooler for the processor. I don't think we'll have to open this, install this, but let's go ahead and open it up. Everything is brand new. I'm just now breaking out everything. Here we have it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this off the table. Push that to the side. Let's slide this over. Beautiful motherboard there. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have our RAM in now, and we have our internal hard drive in. Next, what I'll do is I'll take out the hard drive, the SATA drive from here. Also, we'll get to that once we get to that case. So this component here, as you can see, we have a MasterLiquid ML280 mirror, 3rd generation dual pump with the infinite mirror RGB lighting. So this is gonna be a part of what the fad is nowadays, and that's that lighted up features. Very, 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 very cool accessories. We have the fans here. As you see, these fans are pretty big. So as I was just talking about the heat sink for the internal hard drive here, this is like a heat sink that helps dissipate the heat from that. Now this is going to directly go on your CPU. Once you place the CPU here, you install this, and this hooks directly to your case. You'll install this, And what this does is it pulls the heat off as well. Now we have a liquid cooler here, right? So I know you see that. We have a liquid cooler, and it's actually came with some thermal paste. Didn't have to buy that, but that's okay. Not worried about that. We got plenty of our connections here, screws and everything else that you'll need. Make sure we get everything in that. Now this we would take directly off of here. Boom, take that off. This is like the radiator for it right here. Oh, great. Alright, so you take that off. You'll place that directly, boom, on the processor. And you'll mount this to your case. And this, what it does, this you know, produces the water through here, sucks the heat off, flows through here, it dissipates the heat through the radiator. And it'll have fans as well, and this piece lights up. But we'll show you that once we get to it. I'll probably install this on the case and just run it. Like I said, we'll hook this up once we get the pieces from this other case into this case. So we'll set this off to the side. And we'll get our last piece that we would need. And this is another component that actually will go, this will go in your case as well. And this is going to be our power supply. So this is how we're going to put power to everything that we have here. What I have here is a Hydro G PRO, 750 watts. It is more than enough power to power this whole board and anything else that we do. Let me get that in the box as well. And anything else that we would need to power this entire motherboard and components that we would hook up to it. Extra things being graphics cards, any other thing, any other peripherals that you would connect to your PC. Great product here. We're gonna go ahead and unbox this as well. Everything is brand new. Everything is brand new. This will be another piece that will actually mount to the case itself. And we're gonna open the case next here. Got that off. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. Comes in a nice package. You got your mounting screws here, stickers, instructions. Always keep your instructions. You never know. As soon as you run into something that doesn't look right, go back to your instructions. Please, 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 please. It comes with a nice little carrying case. This carrying case has a ton of wires in it. You got your power wire. Then you have these that run from the motherboard directly to the power supply unit. So we'll need maybe 1 or 2 cords out of here so we can power the motherboard. And the motherboard is going to be powered right here, right there. Alright, so let's not lose any of that. Take this off, and here we have it. Let's get this out of our way. Let's get this out of our way. Now here we have it. Our power supply. Alright. What a beauty, what a beauty. So we have our connections here, peripherals. You got your PCI Express, the CPU. Everything is gonna directly connect. That's what I like about this power supply. everything that connects directly in its own place. So we'll see what we need. Just power supply unit. I see the PSU. So PSU right here. Here we go. More than likely this will be the cord that we need. So we'll hook this up here. Let's see. ATX this way to work. So that'll go there. This will go here as well. Make sure you line that up correctly because it's kind of foolproof. Can't get it wrong, but people will get it wrong. So that's how you connect your power supply. That's your power supply there. This goes directly back to the PSU. And this will go here on the motherboard slot, and this will go here as well. We'll hook that up once we get to the case. So let's go ahead and get the case out. Let's set this off to the side while we get our case out. Starting to get bombarded here, so I'll clean up a little as we go along. Let me release this. We don't need to put that in there just yet. We'll get the case out and we'll see if we can mount this within the case. Now for the case, I'm definitely gonna need a knife to open this. Be right back. All right, let's get to the case. Let's open this bad boy up. See if we can get this out. Oh, there we go. Case is out. Very. Now this is a large case. I got it for a reason. I'm going gaming. Well, like I stated earlier, I won't be gaming with it, but for practical purposes, you never know what you'll need this case for. You never know how much power or anything you need. So I got it all. I have it all here. Now whenever you're dealing with PCs in general, airflow, being able to keep it cool is the #1 thing you want to do. You want to keep, alright, here we go. You want to keep this thing as cool as possible, right? Okay, so as we can see, we have, this will be the top of the PC. It is ventilated up here. It comes actually with one fan built in, and you can add 2 more. Also for the back, for the bottom as well. The bottom has a fan also. Alright, so this is the front of the PC. This is the back. So you got fans in the front, fans on the back as well. We have slots in here. Now, all these slots you could take out to place your different devices that you need to place in here. Power supply will go up here or down here, depends on how this is made. Looks like it might go at the bottom. I'll take a look inside. So what I'll do is I'll remove the side panel. The side panel will open up the access to the inside here. So go ahead and remove that. I'll be right back with you. All right, so what we have now, we do have our case onto the table here. Now, if we were installing, you would figure out, you know, the best configuration, the best side for your motherboard to go. But we already know, because you have certain devices that are towards the back here, so you want to make sure those line up perfectly to your board. And mine does actually lines up exactly right. So just place this in here for now. Don't want to screw everything in. I will screw some in as stated, just for the glitz and glamour of it, but neither here nor there. We'll line these screws up. There they go, there they go, there they go, and there they go. So we'll line that up as such. Boom. Now it comes with the screws in that case. Screw those pieces in, right? We'll screw the motherboard into the case. As you see, we have plenty of space. You'll go in, you'll look at your diagram and see what exactly that, you know. So I believe I'll remove this fan, because we'll place our power supply fans in here, which are a little bit bigger actually. We'll see if they we'll actually see if they fit. They will. It'll only be 2 instead of these 3. It'll be 2. It should fit perfectly fine, and we're gonna make sure of that before I get that other. I have to take this one out, but yeah. Oh well, it fits. It'll fit perfectly right in there. Even with me leaving that one in, it'll still fit the other 2 fans. I have to slide this one down, but either which way, the fans will fit perfectly in here. See, it lines up. It lines up over there. As long as it lines up on both sides, we'll be good. Here and okay, so it'll line up right there. Screw those in. We'll have those attached. I'll remove that fan. We'll add our radiator here. Our fans and our radiator. Alright, power supply. Now, take this out so it doesn't fall anywhere. Our power supply. Now when we add the power supply for this particular case, our power supply goes down here at the bottom, right here in the back. So, look that up, we would turn this around. Oh, and I gotta watch it. I forgot that motherboard is not screwed in, so I don't want it to fall and break anything. I gotta watch that. But we'll take our motherboard here, our power supply. Uh-oh. I think we've done it. We're gonna have to open up the bottom to get this in. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't have to open up anything. It slides right through the back, right there. You got your, let's see if your screws line up. Your screws line up, yes, yes, and yes. Boom. You'll place that in there. Screw those in. See if we can get you a better view of that back there. So it's at the bottom here, as you see. It just slides right in. If you can see that moving down there, slides right in. And you 1, 2, 3, 4. Screw those 4 screws in. Then you'll start connecting all of your cords. This is where it gets fun at. You run your cords accordingly, and you'll run it down. Run them down until they reach this. You got your hard drive bays back here as well. Really excellent case. I like the case. Alright, so where are we at now? We have our RAM in, we have our hard drive in, we have the motherboard seated in the case. As you can see, I've already started connecting some connections here. I'll go ahead and find the screws. I'm gonna screw that in, the motherboard in. I'm gonna go ahead and screw those in. 4 screws, I see 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those seated in. Start hooking up other connections as I go. Stay tuned.